Boys, I've just discovered a pretty big weakness in myself. And to be honest, it's a little bit embarrassing. But I'm gonna share it with you guys because I made the commitment to treat this YouTube channel like a bit more of a personal diary where I just share my candid learning lessons with you. Whoever's able to sit through a video which doesn't have a bunch of autistic retention hacks all throughout it so that you can learn from my mistakes. Okay, so I'm currently in Bali, Indonesia. I've come here for two reasons. One, I wanted to take my girl away on a little holiday. She's never been to Bali before, so I wanted to offer her that unique experience, you know, that means a lot to me. The second reason is I've come here because I want to sort out a visa for when I get back to Thailand, and it requires me to be outside of Thailand, so two birds, one stone, right? I've been here for 3 weeks, and if you saw on Instagram, which you can actually just go and look right now, it looks amazing. Like, oh my God, Sam must be having an absolutely fucking incredible time right now. Look at this, wow. I've got an awesome motorbike. I've been ripping that around with my hot girlfriend on the back. Been to some of the most stunning sunsets you'll ever see, beaches, these amazing landmarks and stuff like that, you know. I am at my peak level of misery right now, which is hilarious because it's such an oxymoron. You'd look on social media and you'd think, oh my God, Sam's living the fucking life right now. Wow, Sam's life is so awesome. Why are you miserable then, Sam? Like, what's going on? Well, lads, I have done precisely fucking zero work pretty much while I've been here. I've not been really doing much of anything remotely productive. I've not gotten any sense of routine, and everything's just sort of all over the place. And I'll say this as well, the fact that I don't know how long this trip is going to be has made it a lot more difficult. If I knew like, oh, in 3 days my visa gets approved and I just go back home, then it would be no problem. You know, I wouldn't mind so much just like wasting all of this time. The fact is, I don't have a specific time where I know I'm gonna get back to my optimized lifestyle. And I've known this about myself. I've known that I struggle with transitional periods. I struggle with restructuring and adjusting. But what I've realized while being here is that I've been like coping to an extreme degree. I've been telling myself, oh, well, Sam, there's no point in doing any of that stuff and building any sort of structure or routine or doing anything productive because it's not optimal. Oh, well, I could go to the gym, but there's gonna be a bunch of different weights machines and I'm not gonna be able to track my numbers and I have to get a new membership and there's probably a bunch of new people to meet. It's not optimal. Therefore, I'm not gonna bother. Oh, well, I could sit down and do some work, but I don't have my massive monitor set up, I don't have my desk, I don't have my keyboard, and the Wi-Fi is a little bit slower, and basically I've convinced myself that short-term output, which is like not fully fucking optimized Andrew Huberman style, is not even worth, it's not even worth trying. Like, fuck it, I may as well just sit around, chill, enjoy my time in Bali on holiday and just do fuck all basically. So what this has led to is 3 weeks of no meaningful output productively, and the fucking shine of being in Bali and like, oh wow, amazing Bali, it's beautiful, that wore off very quickly for me. Like, this stuff doesn't mean a lot to me, to be very honest with you. It never has. I remember back in the day, I'm in a villa with friends of mine and they're just sat there in awe looking at this fucking beautiful landscape like, oh my God, my Sam, we've fucking made it, man. Look how awesome this is. And I'd be like, yeah, for sure. I've never cared. I don't care. I don't care about like the nice beaches and the nice views. It does not resonate with me. I don't give a fuck. I never have, I never will. I don't know why. I get my happiness and fulfillment internally, not externally by, you know, looking at a pretty fucking thing. Oh wow, that's amazing. I'm not saying this is healthy, by the way. I'm not saying it's probably a bad thing that I'm not able to, like, you know, really appreciate. I can appreciate them, but I don't care that much, you know. I get my happiness internally. That means being locked in, all right? So while on social media, I'm living this amazing, scenic, incredible, wow, look how fucking amazing Sam's life is right now. Like, internally, I've not been this like miserable and misaligned for quite some time now. It's hilarious. But doing fucking nothing is significantly worse than doing like 40%, even if it's not fucking optimal. I made a video like two years ago. It was something along the lines of, oh, autism is a superpower. And it's very true. It actually really is. The way I do things is peculiar And I wouldn't say it's normal. Like, I have a few tendencies in the ways that I think and behave, which is like fucking retarded. Like, but sometimes in a really fucking good way. Like, you know, I can get really stupid obsessive over certain things, and that's really served me greatly in my life, in my business, etc. But it also serves as a fucking double-edged sword sometimes, where it's like, just some really simple fucking things I really struggle with. Like this, readjusting. Sam, you're gonna be in a different country where it's not very optimal for 2 weeks. You should probably get some semblance of routine and do what you can in terms of maintaining your health, your business, etc. My autistic brain, I'm just like, I really struggle with stuff like that. And I'm not making excuses for myself. I'm not saying like, oh, I'm autistic, you know, like fucking, this is what people try to do. They're like, oh, you have some sort of problem, put a label on it, and then it's like, oh, it's not your responsibility anymore. You know, it's out of your hands, you know, oh, you're sad because depression or whatever. That's very fucking unoptimal. You don't want to relinquish yourself of the responsibility. However, it's just a very easy way of me explaining to you and also myself why certain things are a bit harder for me. But I'm not relinquishing myself of the responsibility, which is why I'm making this video, okay? Because I've realized that this is a massive fucking problem for me, actually. I started deeping it about a week and a half in. I was sat at an absolutely stunning bar/restaurant on the side of a cliff overlooking the beautiful fucking Bali ocean, right, with the sunset. And I was sat there and I was literally just thinking like, what the fuck is wrong with me right now? Why am I so miserable? And of course I knew why. It's because I'm not doing any work or anything productive. But I was like, okay, well, why am I not doing that? And that's when I saw an Instagram story, funnily enough, from my friend Nikolai, which honestly just came at such a incredible fucking time. And I never screenshot stories, but I'm almost certain I screenshot this one. So if I did, I'll put it up on the screen now. But the gist of it was, you're all obsessed with your Andrew Hubertard fucking life maxing productivity systems, being super optimal. But how do you perform when shit isn't optimal? That's the question. And I just read that and I was like, fucking hell, you know. I low-key, I just felt, I started to hate myself for how I'd behaved on this trip, because I was like, I've completely fallen apart without my fucking, you know, optimized daily routine and, oh, I go to the sauna and I eat the same food and go to this gym. I have completely and utterly failed on every metric. Like, every single aspect of my life has gotten worse on this trip because I've just completely fallen apart. This might actually be such a massive issue for me, because I have this weird tendency in my mind to sort of just not bother doing anything if it's not optimal. If it's not optimal, if there's some sort of problem, I just won't do it. And I've obviously seen this at such an extreme scale on this trip, which is very easy to see. And you might be watching this thinking, well, Sam, retard. But me going to this level of extreme in terms of just complete retardation has made me realize how it seeps into every small little thing in my life, even when it's less noticeable, even when I am, generally speaking, on a very optimized, good routine. If something happens, a variable slips in, I'm far less likely to do that thing that I needed to do just because it's slightly less optimal. For example, okay, I'm gonna wake up tomorrow and I'm gonna do a 2-hour deep work block. Cool. I wake up, I go down and get my coffee. Turns out the coffee machine's broken. Fuck, okay, damn. I gotta figure out how to get more coffee now. So I order some coffee. I go back up to my room. Coffee's gonna take 45 minutes to get here. What do? I do nothing. Because it's not optimal. I could start my work block right now, but I would get disrupted and I would have to go downstairs, get my coffee, bring it back up. So it's not optimal. Therefore, there's no point in doing it. That's how my brain works. I swear to God, like, again, the autism, it's very helpful with certain things, but sometimes, oh my God, it fucking cooks me so bad, right? So like I say, Through experiencing to such an extreme degree with this trip, I have successfully self-analyzed and extrapolated the learning lessons I've gotten from this extremity into my everyday normal life. And I've realized that this is a fucking massive issue for me. It's honestly probably a really big bottleneck, and it probably strangles and cripples my ability to continually show up and build serious momentum. Because the truth is, life is very rarely optimal. It's very rarely that you wake up and no one bothers you, nothing changes, everything goes swimmingly smooth. It's very rare that happens. And if you can only perform while you've got your fucking blue light glasses on and you've shut yourself out from the world and you've got no friends, no variables, then that actually means very little. Because life is fucking chaotic, man. Life is chaotic. You need to be able to adapt. Even if you spend all of your life shutting off every single variable you can still get fucked. Maybe you wake up one day and the fucking power goes out, or your water's not working, or your delivery comes late. Not everything's in your control. If you can only perform when everything's fucking perfect, it actually means very little. And we live in a culture where everyone's obsessed over making everything as fucking optimal as possible. And what I've realized is through that culture, I have completely and utterly ignored how I perform when shit isn't optimal. And that's a big fucking realization. If your ability to show up and perform is crippled by variables and a lack of perfection, then your performance is very fragile. I've spent all of this time trying to optimize my environment, the variables, but I've failed to optimize my adaptability. And with the type of lifestyle that I lead, making money online, being a fucking digital Wi-Fi cowboy, that is a fucking big problem because there's so many variables in my life. I live a fucking sick, crazy, busy lifestyle. There's new people to meet, there's new girls to meet, there's new job opportunities, there's new places to go. I have allowed myself total freedom, and I've also allowed myself an amazing network of people to continually meet. That means new variables all the fucking time. With my descent into the extremity of complete lack of adaptability, I've realized how big of an issue it is. And that's actually really important. Sometimes you have to go to the extreme depths of hell in order to realize how big of an issue something is in your life. Because this stuff is constantly in the back of your subconscious and your ego protects you from it. But if you delve so deeply into it and you expose yourself to it to such an extreme degree, you can't deny its existence any longer. I can't deny that I have felt significantly worse on this trip while I've done nothing productive, and I've subconsciously coped the whole time, and I've realized that about myself. And it's hard for me to come on camera and to say, like, oh yeah, I've just coped for fucking 2 weeks like an absolute pussy. It's true. I have. I've told myself several narratives. It's, oh, it's not worth doing because X, Y, and like, oh, the visa will get done in a few days, so, you know, it's fine. I can keep chain smoking cigarettes, and I don't have to go to the gym, and I don't have to, like, fucking find somewhere to do some work. It doesn't matter, it's not optimal. I'll be going back to Bangkok soon anyway. And that has resulted in 3 weeks of fucking zero momentum. And my aura is at an all-time low. Okay, let me tell you, let me be fucking honest now. When I met my girl, I was a week past my fight. My aura was at its absolute fucking peak. I was walking around like him, bro. And honestly, I think that's why I got the girl, right? Because I was carrying myself with so much fucking momentum and aura. It was easy. Now I've got my girl here in Bali with me. I can feel the difference. I can feel the difference in how I'm around her and my sex drive, the aura difference in lying around doing fuck all for 3 weeks versus when I met her when I was an absolute fucking world conquering Chad 1 week after winning a fucking fist fight. And that's just one of the ways that this shit will affect your life, that you don't necessarily see visually, but you feel it if you're conscious enough to feel it. And I'm grateful. I'm fucking grateful because my lifestyle and what I've built has allowed me to experience so much of life so that I'm able to continually farm learning lessons from everything that I do. Before, when I was in the UK and I hadn't built a business and I was just sort of drowning in financial stress around bad people in Discord calls, just playing video games all day, or even worse, going out to drum and bass raves and doing a bunch of drugs, I had not afforded myself the freedom to truly self-develop and self-explore. You can't develop yourself as a man while you're continuously fucking drowning. The truth is, the work that I've done over the last few years has afforded me a month out in Bali with my girl. It's afforded me a month off work pretty much, so that I could learn this extremely valuable learning lesson, which is now going to seep into every single aspect of my life because I'm going to adjust and I'm going to be so much better for it. And the truth is, I could not have learned this to this degree, to this much depth, and felt it in my soul should I have just sat at home, not built my business, stayed in the UK, and watched someone on YouTube talking about it. That's gonna hurt you now, okay? But it's the fucking truth. If you're sat there watching these YouTube videos, it's a good thing. Like, you're gonna learn things, right? But you will not fucking feel it in your soul to the depth that you need to truly change your life, to really start like a fucking heroic journey to total transformation, to total masculine excellence. You need to get out there and you need to fall off your bike. That's what you really fucking need to do. You can't continue to sit from behind a screen and watch other people falling off their bikes, learning these amazing lessons, continually growing. You can see it. Go on my Instagram. My life is continually getting better and better and better. And let me tell you why. I went all in on myself with my video editing business 3 or 4 fucking years ago now. I've afforded myself the freedom to truly live, not be stressed out about things, to make mistakes, to travel, to meet new people, to date new beautiful girls. That's why my life's continually improving. That's why I'm able to learn such valuable lessons like this. If you want to start your journey, and if you want my help with that, click the first link in the description. I've helped over 600 young men exactly like you, and what we're doing inside of the Academy of Excellence is genuinely fucking changing lives. If you've watched this video so far, it's resonated with you, and you have the fucking brains to just click that link and book a call in and have a chat about the Academy and see if it's right for you, I have fucking no doubt in my mind that I can help you and I can change your life as well, so that you can get out there and start learning shit like this about yourself. If that sounds like you, click the link right now. But anyway, putting a bow on this point, 30 to 40% output's better than 0. Who would have thought? Unfortunately, while I thrive in certain areas of life, sometimes my brain cooks me and I just don't realize these things until I experience it to such an extreme degree. And it's an embarrassing lesson, you know. It's not been fun for me to be in Bali for 3 weeks around my girl and just feeling like a bit of a shell of myself. You know, I don't feel like myself. It's just, it sucks, but it is what it is. And I'm sharing this with you guys because I know some of you will struggle with this too, and I know some of you will resonate with what I've just fucking said. And you'll especially resonate with the fact of having to go out there, fall off your bike and learn this shit yourself rather than just outsourcing it to YouTube and getting only like 5% of the benefit. There are guys out there who are way dumber than you, way dumber, trust me. I've met so many. They are way dumber than you, way uglier, way less privileged, but they are making fucking 10x your progress in self-development. And that's because they've afforded themselves the freedom to actually self-explore. For the love of fucking God, focus on building a video editing freelancing business, which allows you to travel the world with your laptop, making money anywhere so that you can actually fucking live and learn. I hope this video resonated with you boys. Again, a bit embarrassing, but like I say, I made the pledge that I would treat this YouTube channel like a personal diary. It is what it is. Some of these learning lessons, boys, they're hard. And this is nowhere near the hardest one. Let me tell you, if you're striving for a life of total masculine excellence, oh my God, you are gonna be fucking wrecked. So many times, it's hilarious. I have made so many errors, grave errors, mistakes, pain, sacrifice, suffering, but fuck me, I wouldn't trade it for the world. I love this life. I love progress. I love learning new things about myself. Fuck yes. So I'm actually happy. I'm honestly happy. Just recording this video has made me feel 20 times better because I just hope it resonates with some of you boys. Anyway, I'm gonna fucking keep abusing fucking caffeine now and edit this video and put it up on YouTube. I love you guys. I'm rooting for you. God bless.